Do you regret, I know you're not as big into cryptocurrencies as some, do you regret not being involved? Has your position evolved on that?
It's gone from $1 to 60,000. Of course I regret it. You think I'm crazy? Anything that goes from $1 to 60,000, I wish I'd been involved in.
I think Peter Schiff says it's going back to $1, I think. I don't think he regrets it.
It may well. In my view, it probably will, but I don't have to take a position. I've never been long nor short, so it doesn't matter to me what happens with cryptocurrencies. My view is they don't have the gigantic future that many people think they do. But so what? It's not the first time I've missed an investment. I've missed many, many investments. There used to be an expression, there are lots of females on the beach. Don't worry if you don't meet the first one you see. Just keep going walking down the beach. Something will happen.
You think the government more governments will try to outlaw it or make it difficult for use in commerce?
Well, the bulls say this is the future of money. That's why it's called cryptocurrency. And the future of money is, in fact, on the computer. China, it's already there. Every country in the world is working on putting the money on the computer. You cannot buy an ice cream in China with money. You cannot take a taxi in China with money. You have to show them your computer if you want to use something. They're ahead of the rest of us, but everybody's catching up. So that is the future of money. Now, okay, but my view is that if and when the U.S. says, okay, here's your money now, this is money on your phone, I don't think the U.S. government is going to say, okay, this is the money now, but if you want to use that money over there, you can use it. It's not the way those guys in Washington think. They like power, they like monopoly, they like control. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe politicians after centuries are going to change and say, use whatever you want. I would prefer that, but they don't like it because they lose control.
How do you think U.S. politicians are different from politicians in some of the countries that you think are more favorable, if at all?
Well, the basic stratum, they're all the same. I can remember going around the world a couple of times, and you walk into a bureaucrat's office, instantly his eyes would light up. He'd get that same look of fear. He said, oh my God, who is this? It's different. This is going to be a problem for me. The same panic. No matter where the bureaucrats were, no matter what the country was, even if I was just there to borrow a piece of paper, borrow a pencil or something, I was still in panic. So bureaucrats are pretty much the same all over the world. Now, there have been cases in history. Deng Xiaoping was probably the most important person in the 20th century, or 21st century. He changed the world when he changed China. Lee Kuan Yew here. There have been politicians, bureaucrats, leaders who have done fabulous things for countries and for the world over history. Most of them have not. Most of them have made many mistakes and caused more problems than they're worth.
I would imagine it's done from the perspective of we have nowhere else to go, so we might as well do something to bring some money in, and that creates the good times, no?
Well, that's what Deng Xiaoping said. He said, I don't care if it's a white cat or a black cat, as long as it catches mice. Deng Xiaoping said, if you open the window, you're going to get flies. You're also going to get fresh air and sunshine, so open the window. I mean, he was a very, very smart guy. Yeah. What he did, and you go back and what he said. But there haven't been many like him in history anywhere in the world, including the United States of America.
Is the entire U.S. market in a bubble?
Not the entire, but certainly the bond market. The bond market all over the world is in a bubble. Bonds have never been this expensive in world history. Many property markets, go to New Zealand, Korea, parts of America, there are bubbles. Certainly stocks. Stocks are beginning to have bubbles in some countries. I mean, 10 cent goes up every day. Amazon goes up every day. Samsung goes up every day. These things happen. But it's not a complete bubble yet because there's still a lot of stocks that haven't turned into a bubble. Usually in a bubble, everything is in the bubble and is participating, and that's the time to move on. I haven't started selling short anywhere in the world yet, or no stocks anyway, because I don't think the bubble has reached its full bubble yet.
You mentioned Japanese and Russian stocks, I believe. Are those countries that you're bullish on? Are there others?
Well, I own the head of the bank. First of all, the Japanese stock market is down 35% from its all-time high, which was 31 years ago. Not much in the world like that. The head of the Bank of Japan goes to work every day and he says he is going to print, his word, unlimited amounts of money. And he does. And he buys, he makes investments. Andrew, he has more money than I do. If he's going to buy Japanese ETFs, I own Japanese ETFs because he's got a lot of money and he's pumping it into the markets. So yes, Japan has huge problems. I've written 3 bestsellers in Japan in the last 2 years talking about Japan's problems. But I own Japanese problems. I own Japanese ETFs now because of the Bank of Japan. Russia, everybody hates Russia. But whenever I see something that everybody hates, I at least start to look and listen and see if maybe I should do something.
Any other markets that stand out to you that are equally hated?
Well, I mentioned Saudi Arabia today. I just today have said, I shouldn't tell you because I haven't done anything yet, but I need to see about opening an account in Saudi Arabia because there are huge changes taking place. I mean, beyond my comprehension. You know, I've been looking at doing things in Saudi Arabia for decades. I started buying in the Central Asian republics last week. So yeah, there are places that are not on everybody's list, and there are not very many of them, right? I will tell you, the single cheapest asset class are commodities. Everything we've mentioned before, housing, property, stocks, bonds are all in bubbles or performing bubbles. Commodities are, silver's down 60% from its all-time high. Sugar's down 60% from its all-time high. These are not bubble numbers when you're talking about being down 60%. So this is the single cheapest asset class I know.
You said before that the farmers would be driving Lamborghinis.
Well, yeah, I haven't always been bullish on commodities, Andrew. If you look at anything, especially commodities, you see they've been long bull cycles and long bear cycles. In my view, we're now coming into, or have been coming into, a new bull cycle again. I mentioned to you about agriculture. It's down. The average age of farmers in America, Andrew, is 58 years old. Agriculture has been a nightmare in most of the world. The average age in Japan is 66. The highest rate of suicide in the UK is in agriculture. More people in America study public relations than study agriculture. Nobody wants to be a farmer. That often means that there's no competition and they're all dying out their opportunities.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
What to do in such a situation? Inform yourself and keep your financial education strong. We from the Compact Group offer our loyal subscribers a free educational portal with first-hand monetary, financial, and economic knowledge. Enter our invite-only Insider Club by clicking the link below. You will get access to first-class information far earlier than the rest. We have prepared a special deal for all our members where you can access a giant pool of Robert Kiyosaki's financial wisdom for just $1. To find out more, simply click the link below and join our Insider Club absolutely free. But there is more you can and should do. Build up several streams of income. More and more people realize that they have to take their future in their own hands, but they don't know how and where to start. We from Compact offer our Insider Club members unique opportunities. Strengthen your financial muscle and get the edge. Click the link below. Become part of our free Insider Club. No financial obligations. But there's one important thing you have to know. You have to become active. So do it now. Become active and see you on the other side.